Hello, and I'm looking at tropicaltidbits.com. I'm looking at the GFS of Irma, and we're looking at wind speed. And again, this is shown by these little flags, and I'm not sure what elevation these are because these darker flags actually are for 50 knots, and then I see 60, 70, 75 knots. Um, so I'm not exactly sure where this is. If you take a look at the colors, they start out at green, tropical storm, and then we get to hurricane, like at this level right here, and then we actually go up in the categories, and you can see we get into the red. So we're going 155 plus. It doesn't go any higher than that, miles per hour. This is the air pressure, 918, and again, 10,013 is standard air pressure, so this would be a low. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to let this thing go through and give you some idea what we have here. These are the Leeward Islands, which they actually went through, and you can see a couple right there. We're looking at Wednesday at 12Z, so this is 6 o'clock in the morning Wednesday. And here is Puerto Rico, and we have some of the islands of Puerto Rico over here. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to let this thing go through. Maybe I'll do it this way. And you can see 934, so it increased a little bit because the islands are slowing it down. 938, again it's slowing down, and you can actually see that the actual colors are changing because they're hitting Puerto Rico, and Puerto Rico is slowing it down. This is Hispaniola coming in here. So 942 gets more rounded, hits Hispaniola, slows down, hits the islands of the Bahamas, goes up above Cuba, it gets compressed. It's going to cause a lot of damage, but I posted some pictures on Facebook talking about quadrants, and these are the two. This one is the major quadrant in terms of what it runs into, and you can see here the Keys. Key West is way out here. We have the Bahama Islands, and what Irma's going to do now is she's going to start going north, and she just hammers the Bahamas. Not so much Key West, but all the ones that are up here right underneath Miami. Stays off the coast of Florida, again throwing the storm surge. And you can see, again, tropical storm winds are actually even wrapping around the other side of Florida, but are actually going about halfway through. And hurricane winds into Florida as well. And then a little more asymmetric, and you can see it's throwing tropical storm up here into Georgia and into South Carolina. And as it approaches Georgia, gets closer, comes in, looks like it's going to come in right at the boundary, throwing again the water this direction, pulling water away from the ocean this direction. So it had already slammed into Georgia, and now it's actually pulling water away, which is a good thing. And then it goes into South Carolina. Looks like now almost hurricane winds, looks like in the 40s and 50s. And then we actually have tropical storm for the green, and continues to slow down. Now we just have a low pressure center with lots of rain. That's what all the blue is. And it moves up into, this one actually has it moving up into the central part of the United States. It was moving into Virginia, and then it just fades away, moves back down, and it's gone. That's the GFS. If I go up to hurricane, let's go to the Canadian model for Irma. Do the same thing, slide it way back. Low pressure, but not as low. And then pressure increases, I'm going backward. Pressure decreases, now we actually have hurricane force winds. And you can see Puerto Rico, Hispaniola goes up above, goes into the Bahamas, goes above Cuba. This one actually comes into Florida, then moves out into the Atlantic again, picks up speed because of the warm water, and then again goes in. This one's going into North Carolina, just south of the Outer Banks, which are these guys right here. And I'm going backward again. And this one moves up into I'm living right there, moves up into Virginia, and then Pennsylvania, and then dies out in the Atlantic. Okay, I think that's about it. Thanks for stopping by. Irma, the powerful, hateful monster.